Good evening, everybody. How are you all doing today? And welcome back to Division 2 of Lightspeed Racing F1. We are on round number 7 tonight, round Monza. The grid's looking a little bit bleak again, but hopefully we still should get some great racing. But I am joined here tonight by Mr. Ryan McLean. How are you doing?
I'm all good, mate. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad, not too bad. I was hoping for a few more drivers tonight, but we can only make the most of what we have in front of us. So they should hopefully take turn one easy, and we should keep 12 drivers on the track.
I hope so.
Well, remains to be seen, but we have got a few lads in the chat. Kizzy is about to get a podium, apparently. Hopefully so. He's had a bit of a tough time of it the last few weeks, so hopefully he can make his way up the pack. Obviously, Chris said he's going to get past turn one first. Yeah, everyone has got to get past turn one first, and I think turn one has been carnage. But the drivers have been warned. Take it easy. Don't need to go for a dive into turn one. You'll never win a race there, but you will certainly lose one. But as we are going into the race now, there should have been 14 tonight, but I think a couple have had to pull out due to work reasons. But it's going to be interesting to see. We shall go through the championship order very, very shortly as we do head into qualifying. As Chris says, he's going to get 10th. 10th, Chris. You've got to get more than 10th. Okay, perfect. So as you can see, we have got the driver standings. Obviously, Sylvester has brought his lead back after a dominant performance last week. He is currently top of the standings with 103 points. Ian Beale will be looking to fight back tonight. He is on 77. Then we got his Ferrari teammate Sparky Man in third. Dan, who is looking for a big performance tonight, in fourth. Mr. Camus is fifth. And then we've got Baker Man in sixth. Wilhelm seventh. Callum is currently serving a race ban tonight, so he will not take part at all. And then we got Fat Picasso, the new head admin, in P9, and Anthony Joy rounds out the top 10. But then in the constructors, it is flipped over with the Ferrari boys on top. The McLaren boys in P2. Was hoping to get... Oh, John Boy is back racing tonight after getting a brand new PS5 delivered. So he would be certainly looking forward to racing tonight. Then we've got the Mercedes boys rounding out in third in the constructors. Looking at the Drivers' Championship, who would you say is your fancy tonight, Mr. McLean?
It's all. See, these like Div 2s are so tough to call, but I've got to go with the championship leader.
Sylvester,
And
yeah.
I've disconnected. Okay, hold on.
You've disconnected, have you?
I have, yeah.
Okay, no worries.
But yeah,
Well,
I'm going with Sylvester. That's what I'm going with.
perfect. Well, I will get you back in as soon as I can. We may have to get used to McLean's Scottish Wi-Fi. It doesn't always handle the best, but we have got a couple of boys. Truckett is looking at going out on the mediums, and we've got Sylvester looking to go out on a set of inters. So we will see if he does actually go out on those inters, but we have got a couple of boys on the outlap. We've got Wilhelm out there, but Anthony Joy should be the first one to put a lap in when he does finally make it round.
Inters is a tough call, especially around Monza.
Inter's a very tough call.
Yeah. There's really no room for error around this.
But in fairness, if there was one driver that had a bit of confidence doing an Inter's lap, it probably would be Sylvester, to be fair.
Yeah. The championship lead.
Yeah, championship lead, and realistically, he could quite easily be in Division 1. Was having a little chat with him before, and he is targeting P10 in his first race in Division 1 on Thursday. So I respect the confidence he has. Also, his teammate Wilhelm will be joining him in Division 1 as well. So it's going to be very, very interesting to see how they get on. as Anthony Joy does come over the start-finish line to start his lap, and he will be in clean air. But what I have noticed here is the Mercedes boys may have been timing this again, as Dan is coming out of the pits perfectly in with Fat Picasso. We are going to check just to make sure Dan does take turn 1 and 2, as he does, not like France last week where he may have cut the corner. But he will certainly be looking to give his teammate a tow again. What would you say is the time that they should be aiming at for this, Mr. McLean? Looks like we may have lost Mr. McLean on commentary briefly. But as we do have a yellow flag in Sector 3, but it's just some of the boys getting out of the way. And as we do see, the Mercedes boys are working together just to make sure.
Absolutely.
There we go. He is all sorted and back. Yeah, the Mercedes boys just working together. As Anthony Joy is around, just coming up to the Parabolica, I believe the last corner is called, if my memory serves me correct.
Indeed.
Yeah. I still wish they had the old Parabolica, but you know.
Imagine.
It would be crazy. As he comes over the line in a 120.5.
Solid.
What?
Banker.
Yeah, and we have got, as we see here, the Mercedes boys back working together again as Fat Picasso goes into P1.
Oof, it's close.
Yeah, very, very close indeed. And he is giving his teammate a beautiful tow as Kizzy comes over the line in a 121.1. We have got Trucker. Wilhelm goes.
That's a brilliant lap.
Fastest with a 119.7. This is what I mean. Oh, as we've got Trucker currently holding up the Ferrari of Sparky Man and does get out of the way, but he may have hindered him a little bit. As we have got more yellow flags, but I believe that was just the Haas of Kizzy moving out of the way. As Ian Beale goes second with a 120.3. Some solid laps to start off with for these boys. Some really, really good bankers. I'm interested to see as John Boy goes second with a 119.9. What is Sylvester going to do on these inters?
On board with Dan right now. It's looking a pretty solid lap.
Dan is very, very sharp round Monza. Having raced with Dan for years, this is a solid.
Maybe minor mistakes, but it's definitely a solid lap. He can definitely push himself into the top 5 here, I'd say.
And with that tow from his teammate down the first straight, he will be flying. But I'm going to go with it's going to be a low 20s. Oh, 120.8 from Dan.
I thought that would have been maybe a couple tenths faster.
Yeah. As Sylvester, by the looks of it, invalidated his lap on the last corner and is going again.
Nah, he doesn't have enough fuel.
Have you got telemetry on?
I don't. I can just see a steering wheel.
Oh, okay. As all Honda
You
man.
can't see fuel. You can only see steering wheel on the telemetry.
No, but can you? I thought you used to be.
It doesn't show you the fuel.
Oh, that's alright then. As all Honda man comes over the line in a 122.0, he will definitely be looking to improve on that. And what can Razout do? Another man who has raced a couple of times in Division 1. A 120.9, another solid banker. I mean, you look at the top, sort of from second to 8th is split by a second, so there's definitely some improvements. Razout, what are you doing? Those pylons are definitely too tight in this year's game to go through. That is never going to go well for you. As Rastamol had a first sector split of 26.7.
Teammate is ahead, maybe a little tow.
Yeah, you'd like to think so, but all Honda man does not seem to want to wait for it.
No.
That is not the teamwork you want to see on a track like this. This really is heavily dependent on your teammates.
Yeah.
And I will most.
Can gain you like 2-3 tenths here. Oh yeah.
He's just moved out of the way.
Let him go. Whoa,
Very strange.
That's very.
It's like I will certainly be using the most of my teammate Lou past you on Thursday, as that boy has got an abundance of pace.
He's very rapid. He's very, very rapid.
As Rastamol, I think, is going again. Or he just had no ERS. I think he may have left his ERS on his outlet. Which is never
Did he
ideal.
invalidate his first run, maybe?
Possibly. He's definitely invalidated that one.
He's punched over the curves a little bit.
I think for a few of the drivers,
his teammate's going again, though, I think.
Yeah, maybe. Oh no, but he's flashing again. I think these boys may have messed up the strategy here. But what we do have is we've got Dan is coming back out of the pits, getting ready to give his teammate another tow. But we have got Sparky Man is just pulled into the pits after he was up through the second sector split, and Ian Beale went 4/10 faster. So Ian Beale is now up into third. What you'll find is these Ferrari boys always stick together.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter if it's on track or in qualifying, they always seem to be next to each other.
Sylvester is now on the soft, so we'll see what bank of time he can put in.
So we have got a bit of congestion in this going into the second chicane. But luckily the boys are not. Sylvester is now out on the softs, yeah.
Middle sector's so tricky to get right.
Yeah, here we go, as the Mercedes boys are going to be working together again now. Or are they? No, the Mercedes boys have messed this up.
Maybe Dan just wants the tow?
Yeah, I don't know, because Dan is really backed off Chris. So I'm unsure what they're going to be doing there. Yeah, but it's going to be interesting to see what...
second straight?
Possibly, as Anthony Joy is 6/10 up through the second sector.
Ooh, this could be a lap and a half.
Yeah. Currently, as it stands, it will push him up into P4, but the slightest bit more, and he could find himself in the top 2. What will his Parabolica look like? Smooth.
Solid.
Smooth, very smooth.
Cross the line,
Second.
a P2.
Ooh, 3/100ths off, and what's Fat Picasso? Fat Picasso is down on his time, but again, he is giving Dan a massive toe down the start finisher.
These two.
Oh, as we've got a 5-second penalty for Sparky Man. Oh God.
Oh my God.
Oh my. Oh, wow. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Oh,
I'm so happy I caught that.
Yes.
I'm so happy I caught that. That is the single greatest thing. That, everybody, is what happens when you spend too much time giving your teammate a tow and not realise what is in front of you.
Oh my God.
Chris is going to be fuming and devastated all at the same time.
Oh my
but the
God.
worst...
That's fully on Chris.
Yeah, 100%. But the worst part is he put his teammate off that much that Dan lost 1.4 seconds through the first chicane, as he did go very, very
fully
deep.
Went off into the gravel.
Yeah.
Oh my God, man.
Oh, everybody, if you've never... Chris is in the chat. I did not even see.
Fully just rammed into the back of it.
That was the best driving I've ever seen from Chris. Chris, it's all good though. Don't worry.
Sylvester goes on the pole. Oh.
Oh, Sylvester does take provisional pole with
200.
6 minutes left. Oh my God! Wow. Oh, everybody, if you've never tuned in before, this is the exact reason why we love this so much. As Razak does jump Dan and goes into P8. Yeah, Chris, I'm sure there is a penalty point coming your way. Oh, wow. Lord, as Kizzy is just, I think Kizzy might have done a double warm-up lap here. Because he's 5 seconds down on his time, so yeah, Kizzy was doing a double warm-up here. I don't know if that's necessarily what I would have been doing, but he's definitely late to turn his ERS on
No.
as well. Very, very late to turn
Yeah.
his ERS on. I. Oh, oh my god.
Oh man, I'm so glad I seen that from Chris's POV.
As
Mate,
Chris.
that's probably the greatest thing I've seen.
Oh, it was fantastic. It was fantastic. Let's have a look at Kizzy's split as he is 2/100s up.
200s up.
Kizzy, if you can hear me, if you turned your ERS on before you hit the start-finish line, you would have probably been 2/10 up.
Yeah.
So just bear that in mind for
100%.
next time. Oh,
Ooh,
lovely,
little
lovely catch.
Snap.
He doesn't seem very happy with. Oh, I can't get the Chris crashing into the back of him out of my mind, and it is really, really putting me off. As Kizzy is 3.5 tenths up. Chris, there's not much you can say, to be fair, mate. If anything, like even if we have the most boring race you've ever seen in your life, that is still the most fantastic thing I've ever witnessed. As Kizzy does round the final corner again with the as he goes wide, but yeah, I did think you were concentrating on giving Dan the toe, and it definitely hindered you as Kizzy does go 2/10 faster, but doesn't pick up any points from it. Chris, if you can tell me, was Dan absolutely wetting himself going into turn 1 and turn 2? I would love to know, as Mr. Camus also puts himself into P6 after his first lap. As Ian Beale, it looks, has just started another flying lap. This is, I think, the third lap that he's doing. So hopefully,
I think his second lap was unused. So
yeah, hopefully he can put some real. Yeah, he's 2/10 up again. So
solid.
very, very solid. If he can hook up
This
the rest of the
will
lap,
put him onto pole.
yeah.
Provisional pole.
But as we do know, very, very smooth through the first Lesmo as well. It's very, very solid lap so far. As we do know with Mr. Ian Beale, he is a Division 1 driver as well.
My teammate in Division 1. But he has backed off.
Yeah, lost 6 tenths down. What? I'm very, very confused why you would back off in such a great position. Whether or not he's just trying to get his battery to go around again. I'm confused by it. I'm not so sure. I didn't see a shiny red car. Yeah, Chris. Luckily we saw it for you, but it was a little bit too late by that point. And also you may have ruined the dream of the Ferrari boys qualifying next to each other yet again. But in fairness,
Sparky also does have a 5-place grid penalty. So.
Yeah, that I don't know whether. Also, I believe RB Racing is waiting. Chris, if you have RB Racing, can you get him an invite, please? Actually, do I have RB Racing? Yes, I do. There we go. So we got RB Racing an invite as well. He will start. Realistically, yeah, he'll start P15 now when he hasn't really got enough time to get back around. As Ian Beale.
Oh my god, Ian Beale almost hit the fucking Alfa Romeo.
He's 4 tenths up though.
But he's doubled that time from his last lap, so maybe it was the right choice to back off. But he does maybe have less CRS to work with.
And he's definitely taking it a bit smoother, so whether or not he was a bit
made
cautious.
A mistake.
Yeah, potentially. But then the Lesmos look really strong for him, so I don't really see sort of how he could have made a mistake. But yeah, he's lost 2 tenths.
He's always lost 2 tenths. He can't back off now.
Yeah, he's got to give it absolute beans, as we do have all of the drivers out on their fast laps now. Obviously barring.
Barring the little.
Yeah, and also Kizzy and Rastamol sat in the pits. So they for sure are not going to get out.
Ian Beale to the line.
P4.
Oof, only a 10th improvement.
As Wilhelm is
4 tenths.
1/100th up. Sylvester is 2 100ths down, near enough. So can any of the other boys ruin the party? As Ian Beale is just obliterated all of the pylons again. Fantastic, boys. Fantastic. Anthony Joy is 7/1000ths down. Wilhelm seems to have completely backed out of his lap.
Sylvester is now 600ths up through the middle split.
Okay, so realistically, this might be the sort of boundaries that he would be able to.
He does have a toe.
Very nice toe from Anthony Joy. I know the boys. I know they're in a voice chat together, but I wouldn't have thought you'd be wanting to give one of your rivals a toe. But as Razout does also retire, Razout seems to have crashed.
19.4.
Very, very good final sector.
Very, very solid. Oh, and he's... Okay.
Some of the boys taking an interesting line through turn 1 and 2 for sure. I can see that on the track map.
Yeah.
No, Sparky got 5 place grid penalty for a collision with John Boy.
Illegal blocking.
Or illegal blocking of John Boy. Whether or not he actually did, because that came up basically just before Chris hit the back of it. So whether or not John Boy come out the pits with his ERS on, remains to be seen, and that is obviously something that will need to be investigated. As we have got Mr. Camus. Obviously, we've got John Boy coming over the line, but he is way, way down on his time. The last two is All Honda Man, who doesn't look like he's got any improvements in the bank.
Oh, then.
Yeah, All Honda Man. Mr. Camus has lost it around the parabolica. I don't know about you, but I've found this season it's so much easier. Even if you have traction control on, ABS on, it's very easy to lose it around the parabolica.
I don't know, I play with no traction, so...
Oh, wow, yeah. Oh, as Anthony Joy's just playing Lawnmower Simulator for a little bit. And Sylvester...
That game's class.
I've never played it if I was...
Oh, it's so good.
Okay, so... Perfect. So Sparky Man has clarified. Sparky Man made a little bit of contact with John Boy coming out of the pits, damaged his front wing, and then Chris absolutely obliterated the rest of his car, just to make sure the damage was truly done. As Sylvester is just popping himself back into the pits now. Or no, he has decided against it.
Well, he crosses the line.
Yeah. I can't believe the new head of admin.
Mate, that is the funniest thing I've ever seen.
Oh.
That was world
Chris,
class.
I hate to say it, but you've...
John Boy with a 5th place as well. I didn't see that.
Oh. They both must have got 5 places.
Both got one, yeah.
Oh, okay. So maybe John Boy got the illegal blocking on Sparky Man, and Sparky Man got the contact.
Yeah.
Would probably be the case.
Oh, it's gonna put me in a car.
Is it?
Yeah, because I left and joined back. It's gonna put me in a
car.
But
did you join back as a spectator?
I'm not sure.
Well, if you did, you know what to do. Just reverse off the line. It would disqualify you.
Yeah.
So. Oh, Chris. Mate, Sparky Man knows you, mate. You violated that man's dignity right there. That man, how hard you hit him, he is currently sat in the middle of Milan. Lord have mercy.
Yeah, I'm in a car.
Okay, that's fine. We'll just, you know what to do anyway. I reckon you could get to first at the end of the first lap.
Just let me race.
Yeah.
Just with one hand, let me race.
Surprise! We're doing some surprise races now.
My hand.
No, yeah.
I haven't actually broken my hand. I'm just here to race in the Div 2. It was all part of the plan.
Where do you reckon you would finish with your broken hand?
Last. Easily last.
Do you reckon? Do you think you would finish the race?
Probably.
Ah.
But I'd probably finish like 2 laps down. Won't even get to see the race start.
Yeah, so we do have 5 red lights. And away we go here at Monza. Very, very, yeah, perfect. You have timed that to perfection. So we do have Ryan McLean back in the commentary box. Are the drivers going to take it easy in turn 1? Have they listened to me? Yeah, for the most part. We've a little bit of contact between all Honda Man and Razal, but Razal gets the move done. Oh, as Rastamol and Mr. Camus.
Mr. Camus, yeah.
Bit
of contact, but
it's a lot safer than I thought it was going to be. It's going to be a lot safer.
Worse.
Yeah.
Let's see, what are the tyre strategies for?
So I've just updated Mr. Spencer Howard, the owner of Lightspeed Racing, and we've got a pretty even split. As we've got a bit more issues with Mr. Camus. Seems to have got past Rastamol. I think Rastamol may be struggling at the back just to get his soft tyres warm and working straight away.
Neither of them have damage. I don't know. Neither of them have damage.
Oh, and the McLaren, the Mercedes boys have a little bit of contact, and that's compromised Fat Picasso's exit. And Sparky Man is looking for his revenge on the track.
There we go.
As he does just tuck behind Fat Picasso, but Fat Picasso will have moved out the way for Dan. As he will.
Coming up to the main straight now.
Yeah. Chris, if you can avoid moving over to the pit lane, that would be fantastic. As Chris does move over, but Spiker Man sees him coming this time and goes the opposite way around. But Chris will definitely look to defend.
Imagine he followed him and hit the back.
Oh mate, I would cry my eyes out. But yeah, looking at the grid, we do have a perfect split of soft and medium runners. Would you say this is a soft medium race, or would you say soft hards?
I would probably have gone with the hards.
Oh, it's Anthony. Oh, we've got Anthony Joy facing the wrong way. We've got
there's a lot of contact.
Yeah, Anthony Joy was facing the wrong way. Wilhelm was facing the wrong way as well. And Anthony Joy has got a 3-second penalty, 4 corner cutting.
4 cars involved in that.
And Anthony Joy, I do appreciate the fact that you drove back onto the circuit rather than reset to track. That is greatly appreciated. But Sylvester.
Oh my God! Mr. Camus in the wall. I was on board with him.
Yeah, I can see him.
Oh
I can see him.
God.
I can see him. His car is currently bouncing up and down like it is on air.
That was a massive crash.
And we do have, if you can clip it, that would be fantastic.
I have just clipped that.
Amazing stuff. As this helps them soft runners that little bit more. But also, Sylvester was 2 seconds up the road already. Because of that crash between Anthony Joy and Wilhelm. But we're back
on the racing again.
Yeah, and also with DRS is now enabled. But looking at the grid, the top 6
very spread.
Yeah, top 6 are very, very spread out. I know Dan will have probably been very, very cautious at the safety car restart. As the last thing you want to get is any sort of penalties. As Honda Man goes a little bit wide, and he has been overtaken by both Trucker and Wilhelm, and also Kizzy now.
Goes through.
Wow, you can't go deep at turn 2. That gravel absolutely ruins you.
Yeah, it's a killer.
But I know for a fact Trucker will be happy. Speaking to him before the race, he was very, very upset at the fact, and he does go wide into the first Lesmo, at the fact that he has scored 1 point all season. So he'll be hoping for a better finish here tonight.
All very split. But Dan is now catching Ian Beale very, very quickly.
Yeah, and Wilhelm does go for the move on Trucker. Does get it done quite nicely, and Trucker will just get back, sat behind him. But do you think Dan's going to go for a move here down the main straight, or do you think he'll just sit behind for a couple of laps and see what Ian Beale can do?
I think he's going to go for it, because he needs to try and get as close to Sylvester as possible, because he's pulling and pulling and pulling away.
I think the problem you've got is I'm going to put it out there. What can you do when Sylvester's out front? I don't really think there is anything you can do, apart from just hope and pray like he makes a mistake like he did at Bahrain. I'm sure he would hate me saying this, but he spun 4 times. As there's contact going into turn 1.
Oh, is he? Oh,
yeah, Kizzy has got a 10-second time penalty, but that will be looked at the stewards, I'm sure.
Trucker goes over as well.
Yeah, because there was contact between Kizzy, Trucker and Wilhelm. So I'm sure that will get looked at by the stewards with a view to removing it, obviously. Oh my god, oh my god, oh Honda man, oh my lord.
Oh my,
Oh,
I was on board with him again.
I've seen it as well. Gentlemen, please, if any of you can hear me, just calm it down a little bit.
It's lap 4 of a 27 lap race.
Yeah.
There was absolutely no
We
need
want
for
13 drivers finishing this race, please. Okay, we can't have it spread out by like 2 minutes like it was at France. We need the action. We need the car. I'm not going to say carnage because we've had carnage. As someone else is round, John Boy is round, facing the wrong way with his front wing missing. So John Boy.
There's another at the Aston Martin, Rastamol's running.
Yeah. So Rastamol. Fun fact about Rastamol. Rastamol was the highlight of France last week. He was drifting. He was doing everything he could. I think he pitted 6 or 7 times in the end. He was fantastic as Wilhelm picks up a penalty for speeding in the pit lane. I think the pit lane's going to catch a lot of drivers out because they don't realise how close it is.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of this pit lane, to be honest. I'm really not a fan.
You basically have to be braking even before you get anywhere near the entrance. As I did find out after in another league, ramming into the back of another driver going into the pits here. But all Honda man, all I'll say is kind regards. All Honda man is missing an end plate here. So it's surprising that he stayed out because he is going to be under attack from all of the drivers behind him if he doesn't get into the pits very, very soon. But back up at the front, we've got Dan. Yeah, 3.5 seconds, and he's on the slower compound of tyres.
Yeah, they need to try and drag these soft to like 13, 14 minutes.
Yeah, but unfortunately, I don't know if they're going to be able to do that. But Dan is very, very close onto the back of Ian Beale. I think this...
another car around to Alfa Romeo.
Yeah, I think Trucker and Raz may be having a bit of an issue.
Hit the gravel.
But Dan is definitely going to be going for a move here. Yeah, he does get past. I think this may be the battle tonight to watch out for, because these two are very, very similarly paced. Even when they're racing Div 1, they're very, very similar pace. So it's going to be interesting to watch. And also Sparky Man back up into P4.
I think Sylvester made a little mistake there. He lost a second on the exit.
Ooh.
So
maybe he dipped a win in the gravel, and as all Honda Man picks up a 5-second penalty as well. But we do have a couple of battles that could be happening. Oh, excuse me. Got a bit of a...
actually almost broken the DRS of Ian Beale.
Yeah, and all Honda Man does listen in the end and jump into the pits for a fresh set of mediums. Fresh set of mediums, so he won't be able to make it to the end. But he will be able to get a good solid bunch of laps in as John Boy does come flying past him. So we could get another little battle between these two boys very, very shortly. But back near the front again, we've got Kizzy, who is currently chasing down Fat Picasso. Ian Beale has stuck on the back of Dan and is only half a second back now. So I think these two will definitely try and work together. As Ian Beale is...
try and get back past.
He's closing fast.
Is he going to go for the move? He is.
And he goes deep. Slow down, Ian Beale. Slow down, slow down, slow down.
Slow, you're going to get a penalty, you're going to get a penalty.
There you go, there it is.
You just knew that was going to happen.
Yeah. And crucially, Dan has now pulled out a DRS on him. So he's got himself a 3-second penalty for being a little bit impatient. And he's lost his DRS. And Dan will try and stretch clear now. But Dan is maintaining the gap to Sylvester. I wouldn't really say he's making too many end-roads, but he is very slowing down as Wilhelm does pick up the fastest lap. But I'm sure that will get beaten later on in the race. I think these back runners are definitely spreading out a little bit too far. Now, realistically, they're going to need a safety car to get anywhere near back into this race.
Yeah, I mean, from what we've seen so far, I think there probably will be a safety car.
Yeah, but hopefully they get close enough to if there is going to be one, they can cause one. Because as it stands, the only ones that we can really see is Ian Beale hitting Dan. And then, oh, we do have a yellow flag.
there we
Trucker
go.
has DNF.
Truckers out and safety car.
I hate to say this. This is the 6th race in a row that Trucker has DNF.
That is not ideal.
Yeah, the stat for the season is Trucker in a main race, feature race, is yet to finish. And he was in a strong position. Obviously, got a little bit caught up with a couple of drivers. Got caught up with Wilhelm and Anthony Joy, I think it was as well.
Kitty going on the softs.
I wouldn't.
That's a
I would have
weird
took the
move.
route that both Sparky Man and Fat Picasso have taken. But also, luckily,
the correct route.
the front 3 are past the safety car, so the pit stop won't matter to them too much. But also, would you play it how I sort of would? Would you, if you're Chris, if you're Sparky Man, I would say probably more so Sparky Man. If you're close enough when the drivers are going to start coming out of the pits, would you absolutely fly past them and then slam the brakes on so you gain a position on track and then slow yourself down so you're under the delta?
Probably. I'd try my luck. Yeah, I'd try my luck.
I don't think he's going to be anywhere near close enough. He is 29 seconds behind.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be close enough, but I mean, you never know with the stops here. Someone could have a slow stop.
Yeah.
Just have to wait and see. Maybe someone speeds in the pit lane as well, which should really not be good.
Yeah, a couple of the drivers have got 5-second penalties for previously. As Spencer Howard has now been made aware of Fat Picasso's blunder. So that will no doubt be coming out very, very soon to all of the socials.
Sylvester, the only one who's gone on hards of the front 3.
I think the other 2 have made a mistake.
Yeah, so do I.
Those mediums will, the hards will just about make it to the end. I think they will be dead by the end, but they will just about make it. Those medium runners are going to have to box again.
Yeah, surely they have to box again.
Because if you're looking at the sort of split when if you did hard medium, the mediums you'd be boxing probably lap 13, probably 12 or 13, and the mediums would be looking, I would say, a minimum sort of 40-50%.
Yeah, 100%.
This is one of the only tracks that I do not have the tyre percentages to be able to tell you exactly what they would be on.
No, I don't have them either. Someone get Weasel on the phone.
Yeah, has anyone got the number for Mr. Apocalyptic Weasel or Mr. Smith? Well, then we would be able to give you the tyres. I mean, I don't even know. I don't even think about strategy around here. A setup.
No.
So.
Oh, well, I've got the setup. I just not the strategy.
Yeah, I'm sure I'll get both by Thursday. You know. And what they refer to as well connected, but as you can see here, look at the gaps on the track.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But the front pack are all starting to bunch up again. Gentlemen, I will give you the exact same advice I did for turn 1. On this safety car restart, take it easy. So we got to do.
The race is not won on lap 11 or 10 or whatever.
Yeah, the race isn't won on lap 11, turn 1. Okay. All the other ones doesn't mean you can go for it.
16 more laps to go.
Yeah, as I really think Kizzy is going to be in a world of trouble. He may make up some good positions at the start. Obviously, the safety car is going to help his soft tyres. But you think, come sort of 7 or 8 laps, these boys are going to fly past him.
Yeah.
I think, realistically, this is definitely Sylvester's to lose. But also, I'm going to say something. Do you think Anthony Joy's going to make it round onto the back of them?
Yeah. You're like 30 seconds a lap slower. He will definitely make it.
I know, but he's currently about 30 seconds back. Maybe more.
Well, he doesn't have a delta, so...
Yeah, that's true. But also,
he
he will be battering his tyres.
Will be, yeah.
But then again, if he does just manage to catch up to them, those tyres will be perfectly warm, ready to go.
If they're also on the restart, they'll be going even slower. So.
Yeah, I think the good thing is some of these boys will gain a lot of positions on there. This for me is one of the best tracks for safety car restarts because of the fact it's so close at the start. You can get the jump on a lot of people. I think I did in a league race. I made 4 or 5 positions just on the restart.
And the start line is so soon on the straight.
Yeah.
There's so much to go.
Yeah, it was what I was planning on doing last week until my teammate forgot to tell me when he was going from the front, so I ended up 2 seconds back. With my brake bias still in completely the wrong position.
Perfect.
But Lou, I forgive you. I forgive you. We live, we learn.
No, don't forgive him. No.
Do you know what I don't forgive? Some of the I got wing damage. There we go. Safety car is in this lap. The boys are going to be limited.
They've all caught up.
They're going to be limited. Boys, single file as well, please. None of this side-by-side action. Let's all get tucked in a nice...
This will only cause even more carnage. And he's gone.
Sylvester has gone.
Sylvester has absolutely gone.
And Fat Picasso, yeah, they're starting to tuck back in. Beautiful stuff. So also, Dan and Ian Beale are going to be going for moves early on here on Sylvester.
Let's have a look. Let's see if there's going to be any contact at turn 1.
Yeah, someone's gone straight on.
Oh, Aston Martin's gone straight on.
Yeah,
Honda man,
Honda man.
Second penalty, but everyone else is through cleanly.
That's the bit of contact between Rasta and John Boy. But luckily they're all still going, as Kizzy has also got the job done on Chris as well now, on Fat Picasso.
Oh, there's damage for Anthony. Went straight into the back of Honda man. Another front wing gone for him.
That is twice now that
he's retired on track as well.
Oh, Anthony.
I was on board.
Anthony.
I've got that.
Yeah, I've got it as well. Anthony, we can't be retiring on track, mate. That is penalisation coming your way, unfortunately, sir. That's something we definitely do not want. But Dan and Sylvester have pulled a 2.5 seconds clear of Ian Beale already. And
Dan needs to try and stay in that DRS. That's what he needs.
Yeah, but would you stay behind and just sit in his DRS on the hope that your medium sat behind him can make it to the end?
I'd sit behind, save my tyres, just have the DRS, and just take it nice and calm.
But then also keeping the DRS from Sylvester is the hardest part, I would say. He is very, very quick. Some may say too quick for this division.
You have that DRS zone in the middle to try and pull you back.
And also, even after that, you've got a lovely toe down that sort of back straight before you do get onto the parabolica. But there, still 1.8 Sparky Man on them hards is just sat behind his teammate, and Kizzy's looking to make some gaps. But Ian Beale has also got a penalty. So will he let his teammate through if he can really get onto the back of him?
He's got to, surely.
You would think so. Dan is still getting closer. He's just ticked under 3/10 now, so... But has a much worse...
Oh, that was really poor from Dan.
Yeah, it's interesting to see, but I'm so happy they're all packed up together again, as Wilhelm does get the move done on Fat Picasso, but I believe it will be DRS enabled as the drivers go over the start-finish line. And indeed it is.
A lovely
so this is where the racing starts now, everybody. Yeah, Dan seems to have some good top end speed, and he's just lacking that little bit of downforce in comparison to Sylvester.
Yeah, you can tell Sylvester has the better downforce. But then Dan just gains it all back on the straights.
Yeah, it's crazy, but if Sylvester has a good next couple of corners, he could possibly squeeze Dan out here. So it's now up to 7.5 tenths, so it all depends on the Lesmos. But I suppose the detection zone's just after the chicane, isn't it?
And he's got DRS now.
So Dan will be looking to keep that, but they pulled a 2-second gap on the lads behind him. And again,
gone,
Kizzy on his soft tyres, he's not making the inroads that he'd like to, and he's also flashing.
That's not good.
So he's gonna. There's Kizzy, and the 3-second penalty as well. Sylvester is all over the back of him here. Sylvester is going to look for the move, but also we're going to move back on board with Dan, as Dan is 3.5 tenths off the back of Sylvester. He's going to get DRS down the main straight. What can Dan do?
Try and make a move?
I think Dan will. I think Dan's Mr. Impatient, in my opinion. Having like I said, race with him for years.
Defends the inside line.
Yeah, and just lets him go. Smart move in my opinion. What you want the medium runner to just burn them tyres off.
Yeah, no, that's definitely the right choice.
A Sparky Man, it just sits again behind Ian Beale. Doesn't have the greatest turn 1 and turn 2, so he does lose a little bit of time. But we've also, like I said, we've got Kizzy following Wilhelm, as Wilhelm did get the move done on the main straight, and Kizzy is still looking to try and put the pressure on. We've also got Raz out, did get a move done on Fat Picasso. Fat Picasso seems to be really struggling on the hard compound tyres.
These tyres will take 7-8 laps to warm up, so
yeah,
give it time, and I think the hards will definitely become the better tyre soon.
Oh, for sure. And then, like we said, these boys shouldn't have to pit again. Shouldn't be in a key word. All depends on how well they manage these tyres. The hard compound tyres. The boys on the mediums and the softs. Well, Kizzy is going to be in a lot of trouble, potentially come the end of this race. But it all depends on how long he can keep these soft tyres going, and whether or not he will pit for another set afterwards.
I don't think you can drag soft tyres 19 laps.
Oh no, he's definitely going to have to pit again, but will he have to stretch it long enough that he pits onto another set of softs, or will he have to go mediums? That's the only question.
I mean, you could get away with boxing for mediums from here on. I think 12 laps is probably the maximum.
Yeah, and then also Sylvester does get the move back on Dan, so these two are just going to keep swapping places. Sparky Man
does touch the grass though on the exit.
Not ideal, but Sparky Man half a second back on Ian Beale now, but he is flashing.
Behind his teammate.
He's flashing. So it's he just doesn't seem to have the pace at all. Obviously Ian Beale is on the medium, so he will be that little bit faster. But we do have Kizzy still following behind Wilhelm. Fat Picasso did get the move done on Razout again. And then we have got John Boy tucked in as well on the hards. Tucked in nicely behind him.
To the Ferraris there, they have a nice gap behind, so maybe they're just managing the two of them together.
Yeah, you'd like to think so. I think the two that are having a torrid time is obviously the Red Bulls. One of them disqualified due to jumping in the car. But then these Aston Martin boys, bless them, they have not had the best of races these last few weeks. They have both really, really struggled, so it'd be good to see them. Obviously, they are fighting for the last points position. As long as they should.
Sparky Man's going to go for the move now, down into turn 1.
Does he have the battery? Because Ian Beale always...
he's definitely faster.
Yeah, Ian Beale normally runs very low wings in comparison to everybody else on the grid.
He locks up a bit into turn 1 though.
And they're going side by side.
Goes back past. Clean racing from the Ferraris.
I mean, it's beautiful to watch the Ferraris go side by side around Monza. But Sparky Man does just sit back in front of them. And how are they going to come into it?
Smart, just tucking in.
Yeah, and Sylvester again just tucks in behind Dan. 2.5 seconds the gap is now. You don't have to make any mistakes. Just work together, and you should be good until the end. I would say these two realistically could be P1 and P2 come the end of the race, as long as Dan can either pit and make the time up, or hope that his tyres will last.
Will Dan take the risk and staying out on the mediums?
Probably.
Just tucking behind Sylvester.
Probably. Will it pay off for him? Probably not, but will he stay out? Probably.
I think there probably could be a puncture if he does decide to stay out, because 18 laps. 18
laps is a long time on a set of mediums. And like we said, he does need to sit behind Sylvester. He can't have any more of this. Just keep getting to the front and trying to push on, because it's just not going to work for him.
The Aston Martin of Honda Man.
Yeah, Honda Man has missing a wing again, and Kizzy has
speeds in the pit lane again. That's not good.
But looking at his onboard while he goes through the pits, it will help him get his ERS back, as he does box for the mediums, as we did think he would. So he is going to be on fresh mediums till the end of the race, and all Honda Man jumps back into the pits, manages to get his car slowed down in time, so hopefully...
Oh, Sylvester almost loses the car on exit.
Yeah, and Dan gains 3/10 back out of him.
Lucky. Dan was definitely in danger of losing the RS there.
Yeah, it's going to be very, very interesting to see. This is one camera that I'm not a fan of around here, as Wilhelm picks up a 3-second time penalty. There's the onboard as you go through the second Lesmo, and it basically puts you on board with the car. As John Boy has DNF.
He's crashed, and it's a safety car.
John Boy has crashed
that's
in the
not
exact
good for the hard runners.
the exact same spot as Camus. Now what?
So if you've got a fresh set of softs, this is probably perfect.
Yeah. Oh, Kizzy picks up
with
a
a
drive-through.
drive-through.
Oh, Kizzy.
Kizzy.
But the one thing I will say, both Aston Martins are scoring points now. As both of the lead runners jump into the pit. No, because they're past the point now, aren't they? Is it? I think it's something like 8 laps.
No, it's 90% of the race.
Is it? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
As Sylvester goes softs and Dan goes mediums.
I think this is now in Sylvester's hands. I think the softs was definitely the right choice.
Yeah, and Ian Beale goes mediums. Wilhelm will tuck in.
Soft for Wilhelm. That's
Yeah.
He could definitely be up there for a podium now.
Sparky man.
5 seconds.
These Aston Martin boys are having a horrific time of it.
Oh my word, man.
But looking at this, obviously we have got only 2 soft runs.
That's really surprised me. That's really surprised
But
me.
the one thing I will say, if Dan can manage the gap to Sylvester, even if he has to burn that bit of battery, if he can stay behind Sylvester on that DRS and make Sylvester's tyres really have to work, he could be in a really strong spot here, because obviously we've seen Kizzy jump back into the pits. I think it was after about 7 or 8 laps.
It was 9 laps, I believe.
It was 9, so we don't
and that's
know
how many to go.
But then as we do know, once you hit that sort of 25%, is when you're going to start to lose that bit of grip, that bit of the advantage of the soft compounded tyres.
But then when the mediums hit 25% as well, the softs do come back into play.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you're a Honda man, just go for the hards. You ain't never going to reach 25%, so you'll have the advantage. I personally, if I'm going personally, I possibly would have gone mediums.
Really? You would have gone medium?
Yeah, possibly.
I probably would have taken the risk on soft.
Yeah, I think it's an awkward time, isn't it? Because it's not like a definite soft.
Yeah, I agree. It's that range where it could go either way.
Yeah, you're sort of in sort of sprint race territory currently.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Sprint race territory.
So it's going to be very, very interesting as Dan goes for a wider berth around the final corner. But also, can Sylvester catch Dan napping? That's a massive thing. Obviously, we have got all Honda man who boxed the lapper. Yeah. Do you know what I'd do if I was one of these mediums now? I would do exactly what Kizzy's doing. I would jump in the pit. I'd get rid of my 5-second penalty, and now is the time you put set softs on, because although they've only had one lap behind them, they're going to be realistically on 2% maybe. 2%, 3% potentially.
Yeah.
So Kizzy does jump in, serves his penalty, sorry. But, oh no, I know what Kizzy's done.
He's tried to serve his drive-through.
He's tried to serve his drive-through.
Yeah.
Because he's actually put 7 lap old mediums on.
Yeah, I know exactly, yeah.
So, as you boys will be able to see, and I'm sure a lot of you will know, you cannot serve a drive-through penalty while the safety car is out.
Has to be green flag running.
Yeah, and Kizzy has. If he'd have gone on to a new set of softs, I'd have been like, perfect, you've got rid of 5 seconds, you've got on a new set of softs, but...
I don't think he had softs though, because he had them on before, so...
Yeah, but he'd have probably had a quali set, wouldn't he? So it'd have only been sort of 4 or 5% anyway.
No, there'd be more than that. 3 laps, it'd be like 10%, I'd say. Around Monza, the tyre wear is awful.
It depends how you manage them, though, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it depends if you push on your in lap, I guess.
Yeah. But knowing half of these drivers, they push on an out lap as well, so.
Yeah, so that will be about 10%. So
But,
I think they do. I think the softs are in 4 or 5% a lap.
Yeah, it's probably about 5.5. So if you're looking with what 9 laps racing, 8 laps racing, be 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you're looking at 8 laps racing. So if you're looking at 5.5%, you're going to be pushing 40-45%, where the mediums are probably 4% a lap.
Yeah, so they won't hit the second drop off, which is
The massive
key for
one.
yeah. So I guess the softs will come back in for the final 2 laps, I'd say.
Yeah, it's going to be close. Like we said, we think it's sort of that split, isn't it?
And he's gone. Sylvester has absolutely gone.
And oh my God,
Wilhelm gets a really good run on Ian Beale.
Wilhelm is definitely going to be looking to get that move done. Obviously,
Ian Beale does have the better straight line speed.
Yeah, but
he's still going to go for it. No, he tucks in like a very smart boy.
Yeah, nicely done. And by the looks of it,
Everyone is through cleanly.
Razout jumps the first corner, but Chris.
Oh, Kizzy's around.
Kizzy is around. Well, Kizzy. Good if just.
He didn't even serve his drive-through.
Yeah, it didn't even serve his drive-through. Just keep your head down, mate. Just. Bless him.
It's not. To be fair, he's guaranteed points. So
yeah, he is guaranteed a point. Well, like we said, as long as he finishes the race now. Sylvester, 6 tenths up the road from Dan. 7 tenths now. Dan is going to need to burn that battery. Seriously burn that battery.
He's 9 tenths already. This is.
There you go. It's ticking down. A Sparky Man gets past Wilhelm, but Wilhelm went for a defender.
Dan gets a penalty.
Oh no.
That's it. I think that's it.
That's race wrapped. Race wrapped up now.
He's lost DRS, and that's a penalty.
Yeah, because we've got Dan with 3 seconds, Ian Beale with 3 seconds. Wilhelm just gets past Sparky Man, but he also has 3 seconds as well. All Honda Man has 8.
Sparky Man is in a brilliant position with no penalties.
Sparky Man could finish P2 here. If he can get past
100%.
Wilhelm, or Wilhelm can get onto the back of Ian Beale, Sparky Man is going to get P2. Fat
Dan
Picasso is also in an unbelievable position to get a podium.
Yeah, it depends how far Dan can pull on the cars behind.
The problem I think Dan's got is now Sylvester's pretty much gone. Dan's going to be a sitting duck to Ian Beale, and Ian Beale, if Wilhelm can sort of get that little bit closer, because Sparky Man will go for the move on Wilhelm, there is no doubt about that. If Wilhelm can just get that little bit closer, and that pulls Sparky Man and Fat Picasso even closer to the front two.
Yeah, Sparky Man and Fat Picasso are both in unbelievable positions, even after the qualifying incident between the two.
And I think it might be one of them. Fat Picasso will just let Sparky Man have it, because he will 100% still feel bad in the fact that he obliterated his car. It's a good job this is a game and not real life, as Fat Picasso's flashing.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's not good at all.
I don't know whether Fat Picasso may have forgotten to turn his ERS off, or whether he was
also out of DRS. Ooh.
Yeah, he's in a terrible position. But Ian Beale does get moved on Dan. And they are both driving very, very slowly. We will not get any Max Verstappen moves here.
Yeah, look at the gap between Sylvester. He's even out of penalty range.
But here's the thing, even with Fat Picasso out of DRS, Fat Picasso still picks up P3 here.
Yeah, he does, yeah.
So it's
100%.
He just needs to just keep managing it.
He gets another 5 seconds.
He's speeding in the pit lane to serve his drive-through. Kizzy, what?
No, he served his drive-through the last lap, and he's pitting again.
Oh, Kizzy, who is Mr. Crusader Duo? If you can let us know who you are, that would be fantastic. I think Crusader Duo is Kizzy. Kizzy, if you do decide to retire, please retire in the pit lane.
No, I'd just get the point, man. Get the point.
Yeah, but yeah, you don't need to retire. You may be, yeah, Kizzy, you may be 50 seconds off the back, but you're guaranteeing yourself a point. Is what you're doing. You have no reason to
Astons,
retire.
from the shambles they were in, to get P9 and P8 here.
Yeah, they are in a great position as we're getting a three-way battle into turn one again. As
around the outside,
Wilhelm goes very deep, and it does allow Spider-Man just to sit on the back. Fat Picasso's 3 seconds off the back now.
Yeah, Fat Picasso must have made a mistake. Must have.
Whether all
Sparky Man going, is he gonna go move?
Yeah, he's going for it.
He's looking for it. And he backs out.
I think if you're Spider-Man, you know you haven't got to do anything here. This could be Ferrari P2, P3. You've just got to keep it simple. Obviously, looking at the penalties, they're all on the same. So as long as he keeps it on the track, realistically, he will pick up a podium here. Fat Picasso is looking... Fat Picasso is just on the cusp of taking Wilhelm's position as the Aston boys are having a bit of fun at the back.
Might as well. They've got no pressure behind, so just have a bit of fun, I guess.
Yeah, just following each other around, giving each other a bit of a
crash.
It would be the Aston Martin way, is what I would say. It would definitely be the Aston Martin way.
To be classified, you have to reach lap 25. So.
Okay, so there you have it, boys. Aston boys, if you are going to crash, lap 25 is your lap to do it. As Kizzy has put the softs on, I think Kizzy might go for a fastest lap here. Look at doubling up his points, but based on the time that Sylvester set, it's a 21-1 that he has to beat, which is a fantastic lap.
Yeah, that's a brilliant
But there is a lot of battling going on again as Sparky Man is past Dan.
And Wilhelm's into P2.
And Chris is currently going to jump his teammate. And if Dan's not careful...
What's happened to Dan?
I think he's had a bad turn 1, turn 2, but I think all three of them were a bit sort of hustle and bustle. Because they've all lost time to the cars behind. Obviously, we do have another yellow flag, and it is Kizzy, but he is back running again. He probably just took a trip over the gravel, knowing Kizzy.
Yeah, I seen it. He just went wide on the exit.
As you can tell,
Ian Beale goes wide.
Mr. Ryan McLean is a fresh-faced baby, freshly 18, bless him.
Yeah, exactly.
Freshly 18. Sorry, he is a grown man now. He still wears skirts as a Scottish tradition, but he's a fully fledged man.
I don't sound Scottish though. People can understand what I'm saying.
You definitely sound Scottish. We do have both Ian Beale and Wilhelm both flashing. So although Dan may look down and out, yeah, Ian Beale just moving out of Sparky Man's way. Oh no, Ian Beale just as we've got a Red Bull round, Aston Martin round at the Parabolica.
Just keep going.
I don't know what he's currently doing. I'm trying to get the visual on him, but he's just.
He's
there
back.
He is. He's back now. I didn't want to go on board because I couldn't tell if he reset the track, but I believe he didn't.
No, he didn't reset the track.
Okay, perfect. But yeah, Sylvester pretty much got this race wrapped up. But he's lost the second again.
Yeah, it's around that sector he keeps losing time.
And the thing is he doesn't want to do that because if he does get any more sort of penalties or anything like that.
This could be Sparky Man's race.
Yeah, and Dan is also looking to push hard on the back of Ian Beale as Dan has got battery to burn compared to some of the boys around him. They are all flashing as Ian Beale has a wobble on the exit.
No, Wilhelm's almost in DRS of Sylvester.
What is going on here is Dan is looking to make a move up the inside here, but just does tuck in behind Ian Beale, but Dan will be looking to burn his battery. What is going on here with Sylvester?
Sylvester's lost 3 seconds that lap.
I know what's happening here.
Are they in a call together?
Sylvester and Wilhelm are in a call together.
That makes sense.
Yeah, Sylvester and Wilhelm are very, very good friends. They will be in a call together, so I think Sylvester
comes into the pits.
But here's my question, right? Is he allowed to do that?
I mean, I did it in China, so I think so.
Shush, no, he didn't. It's just a really weird situation because Sylvester is pulling Wilhelm clear of Sparky Man behind him.
And he's done it. Yeah, DRS.
And if I know Ian Beale will go on the attack of his teammate.
Could this get Wilhelm into P? Oh, never mind.
No, it's done. It's done. It's all done. All
the
of that.
commentator's curse.
Yeah. So Sylvester did all he could. If you're Wilhelm, do you just overtake Sylvester on the last straight now?
Might as well. Might as well.
Yeah, as Dan is still sat behind. Sparky Man just tucked in. He does pull out to look to make a move. But Dan is also flashing now. But Dan is getting that toe from Ian Beale. So he is making moves.
If Wilhelm and Sylvester crash.
Oh, if Wilhelm and Sylvester crashed, I think the world would end. But Dan does get back past Sparky Man. But Dan will need to get past Ian Beale. And looking at the penalties, I know what Sylvester's done. Sylvester has let Wilhelm through to try and negate that gap between the guys. If Sylvester slows down and slows the other drivers down, then they will definitely.
I don't think he's slowing down.
No, he's not. But
actually, Ian Beale is actually too far away, so Wilhelm will get P2.
Unless Dan can get a move done on Ian Beale down this straight and just close back into that gap. But he doesn't look close enough. This straight really isn't long enough
this
to...
is going to be...
Dan is going to look to make a move. And
oh,
Ian Beale, you did not leave him any space there. That is not really how it's done.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, Ian Beale squeezed him.
Sylvester does re-overtake Wilhelm.
Wilhelm just pulls out of the way. Just pulls out of the way and lets him go as he knows his P2 is safe. But Sylvester will round Parabolica and come over the line to be your Division 2 Grand Prix winner here at Monza, with Wilhelm coming over the line in P2, but does get overtaken by Sparky Man.
Sparky Man got it.
Oh yeah, Sparky Man had no penalties, did he?
Oh yes.
Sparky Man takes P2,
no
Wilhelm will take P3, Ian Beale takes P4, Dan takes P5 with his Mercedes teammate Fat Picasso in P6. The two Aston Martin boys will come round the corner in P7 for Rasta Mole and P8 for All Honda Man, but All Honda Man will lose his P8 due to Razout having no penalties. So Razout will take P8, All Honda Man will take P9, and then fair play to him. Kizzy, after a torrid time of trying to pit when he's got a drive through and everything like that, still comes over the line to take P10. It is fantastic to see. So he will round out the final points position. Obviously, John Boy in 11th, Anthony Joy P12, Trucker in P13, Mr. Cameron P13, and our own Ryan McLean.
And driver of the day in P15.
Yeah, driver of the day, Ryan McLean in P15, as he just does join there. But Kizzy gives us a bit of a wave as he's coming over the line. Fair play, Kizzy. I respect the fact that you finished that race there.
Respect,
it was good to
100%.
see. A lot of people would have quit. I've seen a lot of people.
I probably would have quit, to be honest.
I probably would have quit as well if I'm honest as well. But it just shows the sort of person he is, that he is happy to finish the race even when he is completely off the back.
Well, he gets a point on the board, so it's not like he gets nothing for it.
He does get a point on the board, but all that says is Sylvester has stretched his gap by another 14 points on Ian Beale.
Yeah, I mean, it was a perfect race from him.
It was the perfect race.
It was perfect.
Yeah. So I believe after this race there is 2 races left, maybe 3 races left. So it's going to be very interesting to see what some of the boys can do with the short amount of time that we do have remaining. Obviously, McLarens have definitely come onto the attack of the Ferraris. But looking at it, Ferrari scoring 30 points and McLaren scoring 26. John Boy really has hurt his team by crashing out there, which is not good for them. But obviously, moving forward into the next couple of weeks, it should be all good. And I believe if we have a look, the next race is Mexico, and it is a sprint race. So there is a lot of points up for grabs next week. There is also Hungary after that, and then we will round out as usual in Abu Dhabi, around the Yas Marina circuit. In my opinion, the greatest circuit on the calendar. Absolutely beautiful track. But what can any of them do to stop Sylvester, do you think? Or do you think he is
I
too
don't think
fast?
he can be stopped. To be honest, I think he's got the championship. I think it's his now.
Yeah, he really is too fast. But obviously, you will see both Sylvester and Wilhelm into Division 1 on Thursday. So,
Oof.
yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. Like I said, Sylvester's targeting P10. It'll be very, very tough ask. We don't know what the attendance is looking like currently, but it will be a very, very
Well, you
tough
know, I'm
ask.
not racing, and I'm normally like the race winner in there, so you know.
Top 5. Top 5.
Hey, listen, the Netherlands race is all that matters.
Top 5. Let's talk about Singapore if you want.
What? I don't
Hey,
think I
what?
was
Never
there.
knew that.
I don't think I was there.
Oh, you may have not been there, but your car was definitely in there planted in the ball. Maybe that's where you broke your hand.
I don't think I attended that.
You broke your hand on the force feedback on your controller.
Yeah.
But everybody, thank you very much for watching. Obviously, thank you very much, Mr. Ryan McLean, for joining me in the commentary box
it's a pleasure. Tonight. The pleasure is all mine.
But please do check us out. We will be live on Wednesday for some more midweek racing, and then again for Division 1 around Monza for the Formula 1 Championship. We'll be live at 9 o'clock on Thursday, so please do come along. And if you are looking for some racing, there is the link to the Discord in the description. We do have lots of types. We've got iRacing, we've got Assetto Corsa, and of course we have the Formula 1. So if you do want to grab yourself a seat.
Something for everybody.
Something for everybody, absolutely. And that's what we like to cater for. It doesn't matter your driving abilities, how long you, like, realistically, how long you've been racing for, or what racing you're into. We cater for everybody. But thank you very much, everyone, for watching, and we will see you next time.
Thank you.